Hey everyone, it's a bit of a miserable day here, raining outside, so I thought I would take the opportunity to share another one of my mini albums with you. This is my Prima Nature Garden mini album. I made this quite a while ago. It measures 14.5 by 14.5 centimeters on the front and back covers, and the inside covers measure 13.5 by 13.5 centimeters. Once again, the front and back covers are made from heavy duty chipboard, and the interior pages are made from a thinner chipboard. So as you can see, quite a thick chunky album. This one can actually go a little bit smaller, but there's so much going on inside, so what you'll see when I show you. But let's start with the front cover. I love this paper collection from Prima. It's a really pretty collection, and I thought it lent itself really well to I guess quite a shabby chic vibe, I guess you would say this album is. So basically I covered the front page in a piece of paper from the collection. All the way through I actually misted all the pages with Perfect Pearls and water just to give it a really nice sheen, then ironed them all flat and glued them on. All the edges have been finished with white acrylic paint, again to push that shabby chic feeling throughout it, and as usual for me, lots of glossy accents used throughout to add highlights to the pages. So lots of embellishments on the front of this one. I used a lot of Prima flowers, which I've basically distressed the edges of. I've stamped some of them. They've got pearls inside. I had a couple of these plastic flowers, so as you can see, I kind of painted them white and then rubbed it off to give a distressed feeling. Lots of layering and some pearls. Oh, and I glittered a lot of the petals as well, but I don't know if you can see that. And then covered them in Mod Podge, so this is actually quite hard, it's not going to get damaged. And the great thing, it's just got so much dimension built up on that front page. I really love the way it turned out. I have a Tim Holtz clock face, which I painted and covered with glossy accents out of his clock hands. And then I put a piece of dictionary paper behind that, and I actually picked out the word garden with glossy accents. I have a butterfly that I cut with my gazelle, and it's kind of like sort of 3D. It does actually stand out from the page, and I covered that with glossy accents. Just makes it a bit harder, so it's not going to get damaged. There's a couple of silver wings, again painted white and then taken the paint off to make it look a bit vintage. And then I just typed out nature and garden in Word and cut the banners out, distressed them. And I also used a lot of the chipboard pieces that came with the collection, so the Prima Nature Garden chipboard pieces, but I just painted around the edge of all of them just so it would combine, just so it would fit in with the album properly. Lots of fibres on the binding. This is a ring binding again, and I've got some charms, if you can see those. We have a rose, a dragonfly, and here we are somewhere, a leaf, so all to tie in with that nature garden theme. It's actually held together with, this was a jewellery necklace strap that I had on an old piece of jewellery I wasn't using, so you can actually see the clasp there. And then I just used a piece of the chipboard with a flower behind it to cover up a piece of ribbon, and then a jump ring just to hold that together. So it works really well as a clasp. So if we open that up, bear with me, fiddly, there we go, and look at the first page. Sometimes the rings take a while to sort out. So basically the theme of this album, as I was building it up, it's a lot of pockets with lots of journaling cards and photo mats. So we have, and sorry, to get the pockets I actually followed the shape of this chipboard piece and just cut it down to size. I've got some Tim Holtz flourishes and lots of pearl details, chipboard and layered Prima flowers, just to add lots of embellishment. I cut these shapes out on my gazelle, and then covered them with the paper collection. So all the photo mats are the paper collection on the back with some card on the front that's been distressed with vintage, maybe that's not vintage photo, That could be antique linen, I think, Tim Holtz Distress Ink, and then lots of these little descriptors at the top. This one says nature, to go with the whole theme of the album, so that goes in there. On this side we have a vertical pocket with a chipboard piece. We have excuse me, frog in my throat. We have one of these, the leaves, the skeleton leaves, another banner I made, some Tim Holtz paper. Oh no, this is actually twine. I have used Tim Holtz paper string elsewhere in the album, but this is actually some twine. Again, just really to emphasise that nature, natural feeling, more flowers, and this just holds a little journaling pad, journaling mat with this place for a photograph on the back. And again, I cut these out on my Gazelle, and I actually cut the little tab shapes out just by using word, and it just adds a little detail to that. So that goes back in there. Next page. Here we have, I actually had found these plastic domes, clear domes, and so basically I just cut out a butterfly image from the Tim Holtz paper. I can't remember which one it is, but it's got tiny little butterflies, and I just glued that with glossy accents so it shows through, and it's turned out quite pretty actually, and just again adds some dimension. And here we've got some flowers I stamped, distressed, glittered, misted, you name it, I did it. A little journaling tag that I made with word, and then distressed, and then some more twine down there, and that holds another photo mat like that. Okay, on this side, another vertical pocket. We have a couple of skeleton leaves, orange ones there, another little banner, and a piece of the chipboard from the collection, and that holds a journaling photo mat and a journaling photo mat there, like so. Another thing with this collection is the papers, the colours worked so well together, and it created such a cohesive album. Here we have a frame that I cut out on my Gazelle. I painted it white and then covered it in glossy accents, and then I cut some acetate and put it behind it. So basically with this tag you can put a photograph or some journaling, and it'll just show through the acetate so it actually looks like it's a photo frame. I have a clear button here, and I used another one of the Tim Holtz butterflies just behind it. This is a really great way to make your own embellishments, so if you can pick up these clear buttons and then you can put any paper behind them and completely coordinate your mini album, which I love doing. Here's another butterfly, just another 3D butterfly, and a banner there. Okay, on this page I used the chipboard piece, and again 2 of the buttons with Tim Holtz butterflies. Then there's a Tim Holtz paper string with a leaf charm that's just been painted on the back. I took a little paper clip and covered it on both sides with Prima flowers and a pearl just to finish it off. So this unwinds like so, and you actually have, I created a little book. I punched the edges of the paper and sewed them in to there, so you've got plenty of places to write, and then you could actually put a photograph here, and that's just a really nice element on that page. Okay, here's another vertical pocket, and this again has skeleton leaves, some Tim Holtz paper string, some ribbon, journaling tag, and then we again have just the photo mat covered with the paper, and again lots of different nature words at the top. And here we have a Tim Holtz birding cage. I covered it in cards so that you could either journal or add a photograph. I stamped the bird, distressed it, I did lots of distress inks around the cage, glossy accented the whole thing to give it, to make it quite hard, and white paint as well, just to make it look a bit shabby chic. Here on this page we have a piece of the chipboard with a banner, some flowers, and just that actually sticks in, so it holds a journal mat there, and then I just made just a simple open and close piece, and I covered inside with paper just to make it stand out a bit more. So plenty of space for photograph and journaling. And then I actually cut this arch window out on my gazelle, painted it white, and then put acetate behind it, and then there's just a little tag that goes in behind there. I don't know if you can see, particularly behind that arch, I've done a lot of stamping, butterfly stamping throughout as well. Probably should have pointed that out earlier, but just here and now I've stamped a butterfly just to add something else to the paper. And as you can see there, the fairies have been glossy accented, have had glossy accents applied, just to add a bit of dimension. So I really like the way that page turned out, with a couple of pieces in there. Okay, this page has another chipboard piece, lots of layering, flowers, ribbon, twine. There's just a very small photo mat in there, and then just another frame, painted white, glossy accented with acetate behind, and that just frames the image of the girl there, which I thought picked her out quite nicely. On this page we have another vertical pocket, the same kind of flowers, skeleton leaves. I cut a piece of chipboard out, painted it white, and added a banner. Again, this holds a journaling photo mat and a normal photo mat there. Actually, that doesn't even go in that way, does it? This pocket was actually made using one of the notelets that came in a separate pack that I bought for it. And on the last two pages, so here we have a little flower with a small diagonal sort of corner pocket, and that holds a photo mat. And I typed out a piece on Word, just actually journal, a daily record of occurrences, experiences or observations, and just a tiny brad on each side. I did a little banner just to add dimension to the page, and that's just, you could actually put a photograph there. And on the last page, I cut this white gate out on my gazelle, and it's basically a pocket that holds this journal photo mat. I painted the gate white, and then I actually made it so that it opens up, and I covered the inside and put cards, so you can actually add photographs and journaling, and it's got a pocket as well, and two little brads there for the gate knobs. Tim Holtz Flourish, pearl details, more flowers, and chipboard. So that's my Prima Nature Garden mini album. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Any questions, please feel free to ask, and happy crafting. Bye!